Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Frances Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up at FrenchieStamps.com. Today I'm going to share with you how to do this man card. I call it No Tie Day because I didn't put a tie. So let's get started. I was inspired by Laura Bartow, I think that's the name. This is a card that I received in the swap. This stamp set was part of Celebration. It's not available anymore, so I did a twist and make my own without the tie. I could have put a bow tie also, could have cut a tie, but I'm a plain girl, so it's no tie at my house. So let's get started. First thing, and all measurement will be listed on my blog. Right below you get the direct link or above. I'm using for the card base, it is crumb cake for this one. We're going to switch the color, and I'm going to have both of them on my blog and with all the colors and so on. So for this one, it's crumb cake, measure 4 1/4 by 11, score at 5 1/2. We're going to fold this in two, and I would like to reinforce this, and I got a lovely mess on my desk. Okay, so that's our card base. Now, we're going to do, for the shirt, what I done, I used a piece of cardstock that measured 4 by 5 1/2. And I made a mark at 2. 2 would be exactly the half of this. This is 4, right? So I made a mark at 2. I just use a pencil and make my mark. Now, we're going to use the triple banner punch. The triple banner punch, it's like for 2 inch there, but where you did your mark first, let's back up the bus here. So this is the center. What I done, I used a tiny little piece of cardstock there, and I put right there was the center, and I made a mark and make a mark. So then I know at the top also where my center is. So that way it's make it easier. Then I wiggle and wiggle. So where your mark going to face down so you can see. So just wiggle it sideways. Turn it around and now bring your mark right at your center here. So now that I get that and I just punch that. Voila. When you get that punch, don't worry about those little side there. I pass this piece in absolutely Argyle 3D embossing folder, and voila. Well, I wanted a collar here. So how did I do the collar? I use a piece, and by the way, this is Seaside Spray. I use a piece of 2 inch wide, doesn't matter the length, 2 inch wide of the same color. So this is Seaside Spray. And I'm going to push that all the way in, punch. Now this is not good. And then you're going to push it back all the way in. And boom, you get your collar. That's as simple as that. Like I said, this I had all kind of detail. And the story behind this, I was looking at which side the button go on a sport jacket. And then I was like, ooh, I need to add collar here. I need to add the pocket. So that's how I came with, oops, all the detail. What I'm doing right now, I'm just using Tombow glue to put in the back of the collar. Well, the collar or whatever, it's the rim. I don't know how to say it in English, but here we go. We're going to put that right there. Here we go. Now I got kind of my collar or the rim. It's a brim. The binding of the vest. Okay. So now we get that done. Now for the white shirt in the back, this measure 4 by 5 1/2, and I could have went 4 1/4. I went at 4. Yeah, 4 by 5 1/2, and 4 again. It is 2. So I'm going to take another mark, and we're going to put that here. Now you can use, I'm using one of the size of the punch, it's retired, so if you don't have the punch, use your framelets. You can do the same thing with the framelets. I find it friendlier on the camera here, and for me it's faster. And I don't go halfway because it would be too dark. Do you see I got 4 marks on my 4 marks in the back of my circle, and I get them on all of them. This is to know where the centers are of the circle. If you pull your like if you punch, you're going to have a divot right in the center there and in the corner. I use Sharpies, and what I done, I push it about where it goes, and then I just went there and mark it. So if you see me looking in the back of my punch, all of them pretty much they're marked so I know where the half mark is, or so on. Can be this way or this way. Now this is where we mark the 2-inch. So now I know to align that right with one of them, and I go about I'm going to say, let's go about 3/4 inch. So then I can align that pretty much, and I'm the worst one to align things. Trust me, if my mom would come visit me, the first thing she would do is straight up all my picture frame. So now we got the shirt done. Now we're going to do, again, the binding, the brim, the whatever, the collar there. We're going to go the same size, 1 1/2, punch this. Now I'm going with 1 3/4, and you're going to go just about 1/4 inch. Now I got the perfect collar here, see? Now we're going to take this, and we're going to mount that or glue that right here at the edge. Let me bring this here. And then the other one was gray in the back, and I was like, ooh, gray don't go, you know, for the skin. So I'm going to share with you how I done the skin. So see, it matched perfect. And I put it on my silicone mat there, because you see the glue oozed up a little bit. Okay, now we got this, and we got this. So those two can get glued together. So let's glue that together. If I can find, here we go. It's very simple. After you know your measurement, it's very simple. We're gonna mount this together. I just like to put it down flat, so then it's all straight. See, this one, it's not as deep, so depends how deep I went. Here we go. So we got this. Now, for the blazer or the sport jacket or whatever it's called, you're going to need 2 pieces of 5 1/2 by 1 3/4. Now, what I done, I use again, let me put this here. I use my pencil here, and I brought that at 3/4 inch. Make a mark on the short way at 3/4, on the long way at 2 1/4. So the top, it's 3/4, and on the long way at 2 1/4. Take one of the top mark, put that right in the groove, and the 2 1/4 mark right in the groove. All that, close it, and make sure you don't use the dark blade. That's going to cut the light one, and score this. This is going to score. Now we have our collar done here, see? Now let's reinforce that, how simple it was. So then, like I said, I had to go online and see which side that the button was going. Well, I learned all kind of stuff about men's jacket, let me tell you, more than I needed to know. Okay, the pocket, let me explain how I did the pocket. This here, it's, is it 1/2 inch? It's about 1/2 inch, I think, or was that? Yes, 1/2 inch. So I use a strip of 1/2 inch, and I put that in my stitch square here, and I just cut this. Boom. Then I cut it, it's 1 inch long. And I cut it at 1 inch, and I placed, so this side was already marked on the side, and I cut maybe a little bit more than 1 inch, even if it's a little bit shorter or longer, doesn't matter. And I wiggled this till I felt it was going in those stitch. Then I pass it in the machine again, but I just roll it here and roll it back so I didn't you know, overcut that. And now I got my pocket stitch all around. Now this was about I would say here on what I saw online. So we're going to glue this. I was looking about the collar and so on. Another thing I could have done, and I didn't like what I was coming with, it's kind of another dip here in, let me almost say a bad word. Yeah, it was kind of another point there. I didn't like what I was coming with, so it's just one point like that. So now we got the pocket, and the pocket, it's kind of deep. It could be, I could have cut it even, you know what? It's not too late. Let's 3/4, I would say ½ inch for my pocket. Yes, I'm brave just snipping this. That's plenty wide for the pocket. It's better to have too long. Oops, this is cockeye a little bit. Let me, because I went with the, I think that's better. It's going to be good. Here we go. Now we got the like the top pocket. Now over here for the pocket itself, it's just a flap, right? Let me show you how I done the flap. First, you're going to put this here, and your button. So you're going to put your first button. It's right below the point there. I'm going to say about here. So I'm just going to do a mark. The next one, I did 1 inch from that. I was going for 3 buttons, and most of them that I saw online only get 2 buttons on the sport jacket. So here we go, another thing that I learned. So it is on the right side. We're doing it on the left because they say the right side when it stand the right way, whatever, it go on the right, right? So when you look at a picture, it is on the left, but really the buttons are on the right. Put it that way. Now you're going to take, I'm using Project Life. Now it's not Project Life Call anymore. This is for our scrapbooker. And I keep this like this together, and then I'm going to put that right where the button is, and I'm going to make a mark here. I'm going to say about a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, so about 3/8 of an inch. That's not 3/8, but it's going to become 3/8 in a minute. And right here, so then it aligned good. Here we go. So now we got the button thing, whatever that called. So you can put that a little bit darker and deeper here. See, I just use, and it's a fine point, and it's kind of groove in. So now we got our buttonholes. For the one in the gray, I use the enamel dots, and I use the black blend, and I color those green granny apple. I color this. When you color, see it's light, just come back and tap a bit on it till you get a dark color. I tried that with the brown, and I didn't like see, I keep on adding some. I didn't like the brown was too, I still see the sparkle. I didn't like it. I was like, dang, I cut all my stuff to do in the brown. Well, it's a reason for everything. Look at this. This is the designer element. So that's what we're going to use for our button in the copper there. So let's mount this together. So this gonna go, oh yeah. I was like, oh, I'm too short. No, this gonna go on top there. But for our skin, this is petal pink. This was way too much pink for me. So what I done, and you just need a little scrap of pink. What I done, I use my sponge with a crumb cake that it disappeared on me. No, it's right here. So what I'm going to do, it's use crumb cake. Let me add a little bit. You just want a little bit, okay? Not too much. And that's going to get your skin color. So now you get the neck that it's not too pink, but you get a nice kind of a skin color over here. See how that changed the whole ball game here? Voila, that's how I done this. Now this, what we're going to do, it's just put some adhesive here. And my piece, it's way big. It didn't have to be that big, okay? It's just, you just take a scrap and boom. So now, see, I got the neck. Let's mount that on our card base. And I did it, oops. Well, something happened here. Here we go. Make sure it's straight there. I didn't know if I want to say Happy Father's Day or it can be a congratulations. So I left the inside plain till I can decide what I want to put. Now just leave about the same on each side. And the reason why I went at 4, it was easy measurement. Plus it's easy to mount it. Like right now, I think I'm a tiny bit too long. Yep. See, it's just like a smidget. Well, what I'm going to do is just take my scissors, or I can go on the cutter too, but when it's just a smidge like that, it's easier to take scissors. See, it's really just a smidge. Voila. Now we're going to glue this. And this, I don't glue here, so it's kind of like an open jacket. So I'm going to put adhesive, not where you get the fold, okay? Just on the other side. Just put adhesive on the other side. You can use Tombow. You can use whatever, the glue of your choice. We're going to put that right there. Oh, we still have to put our pocket. We're going to put the pocket in a second here. And we're going to put that over here. Remember, not on the side that it's folded. Going diagonal, don't put glue there. And I can put maybe a little bit more here, though. And we're going to put that here. Let's see if I get a smidge too long in the back. See, when you get, it's hard sometimes if you didn't just cut the same, you know. Here we go. Always cut from the back so then you can stay straight. Oh, I spilled, I think, there. My goodness. So now I use a strip of, this is, the flap, it's a little bit longer than the pocket. And this is 3/4 inch. I started and I just used the stitch square and I just cut a strip of that. Now what we're going to do with that, let me bring a sticky note. We're going to need a sticky note. And we need, oops, oh, here it is. Phew, I thought I lost it. We need a 3/4 inch. We don't need the stitch there because it's just the top of the flap that is, get the stitch. Don't have the stitch there because it's flap up. So we're going to go 3/4 inch. That don't seem right. Let's measure twice. Oh, 1 inch. See? That's why. You want to measure twice, cut once. Oops. So we got 1 inch here, and then we're going to go 1 inch again. Okay. Now, all of the one that I saw with those big pockets, it was rounded in the corner. Whatever corner. I got an old one from Stampin' Up! Here around the corner. this is too small. So what I done, I put it on a sticky note, and then I slide it, oh, here we go. Slide this in. Oh, let me, you know what? This one, it's not sticky anymore. Here we go. Let's stick that there. We're going to bring that at the corner. Cut. Now we're going to bring it at the other corner. And cut. And I slide that right there. And I can see it. So now I got it rounded. You can, if it's fray a bit, here we go. Because it's so small, it don't have no grip really. So you can, here we go. And then the same thing with the other one. So you want to bring that right at the corner. You don't cut where the stitch is. It's the bottom. The stitch is the top where the flap of the pocket is. Now let's put this in the back. So I always look in the back to make sure I'm at that V. Here we go. Like I said, it's don't have a good grip. So I just give him a little haircut there. Oh, it's this side. Forget where the sticky is. Oh, always. Here we go. And then we're going to pass this through. Here we go. Voila. Now we got our two pockets. And the pockets, I use glue dots for the pockets. I just want the top. I know nobody's going to try to lift them up. It's just... And that the pocket was just below the second boutonniere. That's in French. The button thing there. Boutonniere. That is French. We're going to put that right there. And then the other one. How simple it is, right? After you know what to go for. Oops, let's make sure this is... And right below there. Now let's bring our buttons. Buttons. Here is one. And that look perfect for this. And here is the other one. This could have been covered a little bit more maybe. I think I was not right in the center, but it's still good. So that is it. And then inside, I'm just going to put a piece of vanilla inside of 4 1/4 by 5, 4 by 5 1/4. And like I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, if it's going to be happy birthday or congratulations. It can even be thinking of you, whatever it is. And I didn't want no greeting up front. The greeting going to go inside. But voila. See this one, you can see a little bit. So I was not right in the center, so it's pushed more there. This one is very lovely. So just pay attention that you're in the center. So measure twice and cut once. So that is it for my no tie day sport jacket, my friend. All the supplies, all the measurement will be listed on my blog. You get the direct link below and above, and you can shop 24/7. Anyone in the US can shop on my site 24/7. Thank you so much for your support. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend. Bye-bye for now.